Hello, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is your girl Shan, and I'm so happy to be here because today we are going to talk about this coffee, the very important coffee. We are going to talk about money brewed coffee. There are so many types of money brewed coffee, but basically today we are going to talk about these two, V60 and CHEMEX. We are going to talk about CHEMEX, and in this video we are going to take you step by step on how to make V60 and how to make CHEMEX. We'll show you what's the difference in these two, and I'm here with your boy
John.
yeah, today I'm working with John, and in this video he'll be explaining to you every detail about this coffee. So I'm also here to learn because coffee, you can't end learning in this field. Yeah, new things come up, so you have to be learning every day new skills, learning every day what's new in this field. So I'm here also to learn. I'll be working with my coworker, and he'll be showing you everything in this video. When this video ends, you will know how to make your V60 in your home, in your offices, because this process is very simple, because we'll make it very simple, whereby you will know how to make your own V60 at home, and you will know what's the difference. At the end of this video, you'll choose what to take, because this video it's going to be very important, because we'll teach you all how to make, and that will show you also the beans we'll be using, right?
All right. So get your paper, get your pen, and write whatever it takes. So don't forget to subscribe and like, share, and comment.
So Mr. John will be explaining more about this coffee.
So today let us start. So we are going to be making our V60 and CHEMX. But what's the difference? There are many things whereby affect the taste of your coffee to either differentiate it, to differentiate the two. There are many things which can make it different. Almost from the taste, from the paper filter, from the way we make, the grind size, and many things that make this chemix and V60 different. They all look the same in the cup when they are served, but different tastes and different flavors. So we are going to be making everything to see how the difference comes, and how they will taste. So today we are going to start with the hot and cold. Most people don't know how to make cold and hot. Like hot water, most times when you use the hot water, and more other times when you use cold water. What's the difference? Someone can ask, why do we use hot water almost or like most times? So hot water and cold water, you can be using the same beans but different water temperature. So, but most of the two of them, they write this different story. They write the story different. So, of this, hot water, it changes the aromas, flavors, and texture, and the texture that comes into the beans. So, like the hot water brings a different flavor, and the cold water also brings another thing. So, for the hot water, it extracts faster like the coffee compounds, to get the acidity and the aromas and the body into the coffee. While the cold water, it brews and takes time, and it only takes what it has to take and leaves the other compounds into the coffee. So like there are many things which will affect when you use hot water and cold water. So another thing about the cold water, cold water extracts slowly, then it skips most of the what? Most of the flavors into our coffee. So don't be don't be like ashamed when you use, like when then you say like I'll use the cold water or I'll use the hot water. Most people, like you may like something which is bright and sweet, like, and you choose the cold water. You are correct and right, but it will not be the same story about the coffee taste. So like the science about it, hot water like dissolves the flavor compounds faster. You understand? it dissolves the coffee compounds faster and flavors faster, while the cold one changing hot changing the flavor and extracts the flavors slowly, and it takes its own time. So that's the only thing about the temperature. So like another thing is about the grind size. If my friend knows about the coffee grind size for the two, what can you talk about the coffee grind size?
Yeah, what I know, V60 use coarse, but I think Chemex use more coarser. Right? Am I right?
Yeah, most times it differs. Most times it's all about like how you want to test your coffee. But
Mm-hmm.
in most more as the standard way or by SCA, it gives a medium fine for the medium fine and coarse to the V60,
Mm.
and the chemix it gives an extra coarse or coarse. Depends on how you want to get the boldness into your coffee. So that's the only difference. Like either the grind size, either medium coarse, a medium fine, and coarse
Coarse.
for the V60, and coarse and medium coarse for the chemix.
So
So
Chemex use medium coarse and
yeah,
V60 use medium fine.
medium fine. Yeah,
Okay,
that's the only
so
thing about
and
it.
also what I wanted to ask, are there some people using cold water to do V60?
That's what I told you.
Yeah,
You can use cold water, but it will not extract all the flavors
same
and
way
the
as
oils
hot
and the
water.
acids as the hot water could do. Because hot water, it dissolves and extracts deep into the coffee, making all the flavors and the oil compounds dissolve and becoming the solvent of the what? Into the
Okay.
coffee. So like if you want to dissolve everything to get all the characteristics like into all the varieties into your coffee, you have to use the hot water for it, because it will brew everything faster than the cold water. Cold water it can also do the same, but it will take like a day. As you see, like now cold brew, like another thing is like cold drip. You brew it for a long time to get it to get your coffee with full flavors. But also like the cold, it will only give you the sweetness, because the pulpit it will only pass the water. The water will only pass on top of the coffee. It will not go inside those particles, like whereby it will only take the pulpit on top, which is sweet. You will not have the body. The body will be less, and also it will take the sweetness plus less of the body, which is not the same as the what? The hot
Hot
one. The
water.
hot one gives you the body, it gives you the sweetness, though it's less, and it will all give you the flavors and also the aromas,
And
which is
where
not in the cold.
and what if someone wants to take cold V60? What should they do?
So the option on that for the cold V60, just make your V60 like putting the ice on the side. Make sure you put on the ice on the side, and also change the ratio of V60 you're going to use. If at all, like for the hot one, for the hot V60, your ratio is 1 to 15. So for the cold, don't put too much of the water, because the ice we have to dissolve, the ice which will make it cold, it also takes somewhat, it's watery. You know, ice is water. So like to have that water, it's like having water on the side. So that one's like indirectly making V60, because some people also they make V60 but indirectly, whereby they just make like 100 or 100 grams or like 100 power, then they just make it indirectly whereby they add in the water on the side. So which is not on the V60 ice. For it, we shall put the ice on the side, then we shall also like reduce on the ratio we use. So we shall use either 1 to 8 or 1 to 10. It depends on you how you want it. And also getting less water pouring over, less water. So for the hot, if I'm using 1 to 15, for this one I will reduce almost 5. It's the ratio. So I will just reduce the ratio to have less water, and also because we have our water on the side, which is the ice. So when we dissolve and when we soil our ice, it will like multiply the water to get the same as the hot one, like the amount.
Okay.
That's the only thing.
So, which beans do you always use in this manual coffee?
So for the manual blues, everything comes from the roastery. It doesn't. We are not specific like these beans, because some customers have different flavors. They prefer other preferences because everyone has his own way how he takes the coffee, and we don't make a good cup, but most times we are making the right cup. Someone can come, whereby for me the best one I'm taking the that sweetness and acidity beans, and another one is taking chocolate one, and it doesn't want the acidity beans. Whereby we, for me, the right cup is to make like most people like worldwide, they prefer acidic or fruity beans into their brews. But we are not making the good cup. We are making the right cup. All we have to discuss with the customer, what do you prefer? Which means you, what's your preferences? Then we make that cup. But most cases, we have the Ethiopia, we have the El Salvador, we have the Brazil, we have the Colombia, we have every bean has its own characteristics and varieties. So it's up to you with your customer to know what are you going to, what's the best for the customer. As here, because it's all about discussion, from making the right cup for a good cup to a discussion and suiting your customers to take what they understand. Because when a customer takes what he understands, like I'm taking now V60, but this V60 is too strong. If someone can prefer a V60 with more body, whereby we have to increase our brewing time.
Okay.
So others they prefer, I want a light V60. So we have to reduce either the dose or we make our ratio high. So there are many, like it's all about for you the barista to either elevate or decelerate about what you make. So everything is about, like there's nothing which will be basic, like this one is like has to be this and that, this and this all the time. It's all about you like making the right thing. It's all about discussion and know what am I going to make and how. Also all about starts with you having the knowledge. If someone tells me to make this and this, how can I elevate on this? How can I interpret this? And that's how it comes the right cup. So I will not choose it for you like any red beans like this one. It's Ethiopia. So for this one, for it's Brazil. So there's no any bean which is favorable for brews. So it's all about the choice of the customer and your colleagues, and also the don't forget like also like your location. What's the what's the recipe for your location? You can have the like whereby for you you don't change as your shop, you don't change anything, like it's always Ethiopia, always for the physics, because it starts from the roastery. Everything starts from the roastery. Some beans are roasted for V60, for filter basically. Others are roasted for espresso.
And then milk base.
So in the milk, for the milk, so it's all about you, you know how you get everything. So
okay, so in this video we are going to take you step by step and showing you all how to make this, and we'll be showing you everything in our video.
all right. Hello.
And yeah, I'm still here with Mr. John, and we're still talking about the V60 and chemics. You know, this specific field, it has more information. It's more information, and we're still learning. And also, if you have any question, don't fail to ask below on our comment. You can ask a question and we'll be replying you, or you can tell us about what you know and we will be discussing with you what you know. So we're still discussing about V60, Mr. John. And I wanted to ask you about the boiling water, which degrees, and how high degree do someone have to heat this water, boil this water?
So there's no specific temperature on what we should boil our water, but we have range. So like for the hot, we for the it depends also on our beans. For the fresh beans, we shall always choose a higher temperature. A higher temperature for the fresh beans, whereby they are roasted for within 1 week, we can use the high temperature, which is like 95 to 90, 93 to 95. You understand? But for the already already old beans, like maybe 1 month roasted dead, we can reduce on our temperature, which is either 85 to 93, not exceeding 93. Okay. So it depends on how the temperature moves. If we have the ranges, but we shall not be specific, whereby we say this is 91, this is 92. So like it depends like on your coffee shop or any place whereby you the way you're making to know the temperature, like the specific one like you have the range, but old beans understand the roasting date for your beans, either new or old. So that's the one which you will choose, which will decide whether you use the more higher temperature or the low temperature.
And does this temperature affect our coffee while brewing?
Ah, that's a good question. Like whereby hot water affects and cold water and like and also less temperature, it also affects our temperature. So like it also affects our coffee
Coffee.
taste. Like this is the science about that one. It's the one I explained that first. So for the hot water, so like if someone prefers, you can use the same beans but different taste. For more hot, whereby we have to elevate it can either if we have the beans, okay, let us say like the beans are the same, they have the same roasting date, they have like they're having the same roasting date, and we are going to use different types of temperature. So the two temperatures we're going to use. So let us say like we're using 91 for the first beans, like and we use 91. So the temperature can make it either burn or either just fruity, like either fruity or sweet. Our beans. So for the more temperature, it will burn. Sometimes it makes it our coffee taste bitter. So whereby we have to reduce on the temperature. So for the low temperature, either it will make your coffee more sour and like and the boldness will be less and low bodied. Like that's the only difference. Either one gives you a sour taste and one will give you a bitter taste. But that means we have to balance the water temperature, whereby we have to use the moderate temperature, whereby we have to balance all the characteristics and the varieties into our coffee compounds.
And do this coffee is it a must? They always have to be acidity or fruity, or depends on customers' preference.
That's a good question. It's all about making the right cup. Make the right cup for your customer. But also like for those brews like whereby you can make like for almost one day, like cold brew, cold drip, it's all about your recipe for your shop. Like your shop can decide, like for us for our shop, we're using basically Ethiopia for the fruit one into our brews because we don't make them instant. But for this instant coffee brews like espresso, make it V60, which will take like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That one is all about the choice of the customer. If he decides, for you, you have to educate and to see what he chooses,
What's
what
the
your
best?
customer he or she chooses, like what's the best for him or her. Like you have to discuss. We have this one, the floaty, they will test and this and this.
Okay.
Or for the another beans, we will test this and this. So like so about the customer's choice, then you make the right cup.
And how do we do if we want the fruit taste, but we want to make it less fruity? What can we do?
We want to make it less fruity. It's all about like in what kind of coffee, like for the V60,
Yeah,
V60.
V60.
It's all about like increasing your brewing time. So we have the first pour, like almost V60 we have pours, different pours. Most people can choose like whether to make 2, 3, or 4 pours. So like it depends on you. So like for the first pour, to get the gases, the carbon dioxide out of our coffee, that carbon dioxide. So we have to increase our brewing time. Try to increase our brewing time, like whereby if every day I've been using 30 and it's so floaty, try to make it higher, like whereby you go to 50 in your first pour, like make it like 50 or 1 minute for the brewing time to get out of all the carbon dioxide out of your coffee and also create that boldness into your coffee. Then the second pour, just try to make it like as fast as you can, to make it like to pour out fast to get into the right time, not exceeding like 3 minutes, not below 2 minutes, like at least to make it fast, whereby it's pouring well. That's the only thing we can reduce our acidity to get a good flavor.
So all this process same as the way of making chemics. Are these all the one you have been talking about V6? Are those the same process as we making the chemics also?
V6 and Chemex, they're like sisters and brother. They're the same, but the only changes are in how we like the apparatuses we use when we are making our coffee and also the grind size. The only two differences are the paper filter apparatus, the one we use for chemics, and the grind size. That's the only thing. Because chemics uses medium coarse For the V60 uses medium
Medium
fine.
fine. Yeah.
So for the paper filter, like for the V60, for the V60 it's light. It has a a light body. While for the chemics, it has a bold body whereby it it sucks all the oils, which are like limiting the oils and acidity to go into your coffee, making it clean and sweet. That's why when you test the chemics, it's more lighter and more fruity and more sweet than the V60 because for it it's more like its paper filter is bold and thick, whereby because one side is having like almost three bodies and one side is having one layer. So like it's all about that's the only thing that differentiates them.
Yeah, okay. So in this video, we are going to show you how to make.
So let us don't forget about this one.
Okay.
So for the hot water, when you're making, when you're like you're having your customer to choose either hot to take a hot drink or the cold drink. The only two things you have to discuss with the customer. So like everything, you can have the same beans, but different taste. So for if you want the hot one, it sharpens, it gives a sharp taste and fruity. And and the cold gives a round one. A cold co- a cold one gives a round cup. You understand? So if you like a punchy bright cup, stick onto the hot. Understand? If you prefer a sweet, low acid and low acid coffee, you just go for the cold. Temperature isn't about just getting your bring. It's not about just your bring choice. It's the way you keep your coffee taste and speaks. You understand? It's all about the way you keep your coffee to speak to you like what am I taking? You understand? That's the temperature. It either gives you how your coffee will speak. It's not about just a brewing choice. Like you have to use this and this. So it's all about like how you want your coffee to speak to you. All right, that's it.
Okay, so we are going to go into making this V60 and chemics. So don't go off. So you're going to show you how many grams we use. This grams depends on your recipe and also your cafe. Some cafe they use 20, some 21, some 18, some 16. But as we are going to show you the easiest way of making V60 and chemics. In this video, you will know what to take and what's best for you, right? So don't go off. Don't forget to share, like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, this is our setup for our V60. So like we have the V60 and also the chemics. As you see, the apparatuses are different. So like these are the only differences. So we have our beans. Let me put them so as you can see. So these are our beans. This is an extra cost. Like it's our extra cost, and this is our medium fine. You see how they look. You see the particles. The particles for the extra fine and the particles for medium fine. Look, if you feel them, you can know what's the difference between the sizes. And most of them, the grand size will also affect how our coffee will speak to us. So firstly, let us know about the V60. So the first thing we consider the grand size is already done. So another thing is the temperature. Look at our temperature. We have to set it. You have to be knowing how to set this one. This is how you increase, and this is how you decrease, and this is how you increase. We are going to use a 90%, a 90 degrees Celsius of our water. Our water will be at 90% uh, because of our beans. And today we are going to be having the Ethiopia beans. We have already grinded. The one we are going to use. We are going to use Ethiopia beans and you have to be knowing the varieties into our Ethiopia. So you have to be knowing about the V60. It's the temperature, the grand size, and also the paper filter. Don't forget about the paper filter. So the paper filter for this, you see how it looks. It's already in a V shape. This was discovered by a guy called HARIO. And in this V60, most times you can find it where they were calling it HARIO. And you understand what's HARIO. So this is the guy who discovered this on the V60, but it was established into his name after when he had died. And that's how they got to know about the V60. It's called the V with a 60%, with a 60 degrees shape. Like if you put it down, this one is a 60 degrees of the angle degrees. That's why it's called the V60. It's in the V shape, but it's also the 60 degrees of its the way it looks. And also this one, we are going to be using our dripper. It's also in a V shape. So let us try and see. So this is how we start. You see our paper filter. So we just fold the first one, the first angle, then we touch into the middle. So we touch this. So we have to make it in a V shape. That's how we want. So once this one sticks onto our walls, so how we put it inside. This is how we drop it inside. So after this, we have to reduce. We have to get the paper smell out of our paper filter. So how do we do it? We have to use our hot water to get out all the aromas in the paper smell out of our paper filter. All right, and this is how it is. So this is how we do it. All right. And also this one is also helping us to make our water, our beaker, to be hot. At least we are going to make a hot V60, but we can't make it into a cold V60 in a cold beaker. So it also helps us to warm our beaker. So we are going to be using a ratio of 1 to 15. You understand? And I'm going to be using 15 grams. What does it mean? 15 grams 15 grams with a ratio of 1 to 15, what will be my yield? Let us use a calculator, everyone, to see how it is. So how do we know about the ratio? It's 1 to 15. It's 15 times 15. You see what I will get? It's 2 to 5. It's my. So when you get to know about your yield, how your yield will be. So decide how many powers am I going to make in this. You can either decide you have 2 or 3 or what. But for me, our basically we're going to use a 2 power thing. So we are going to use a ratio of 1 to 15. So you see, we tear everything, it's 0. This one gives us the time, this side gives us the time, and this one gives us the weight. All right. You see how it is? It's 15. So before we start, you see it's 15. Then we have to tear this one to keep it 0. Then we start our power. Let us make our power, the first power to make it 100. Our power will be 100 and we give it a 1 minute brewing time. All right, let us start. We have to press the hour time to start. Da. When we see our time starting, we just set immediately. Our time has started. So we have everything you have to consider. The height on how at what rate are you pouring, at the speed of your pour. We rotate in the middle, then we go wide. You understand? This is our 100. Always pour while you're looking onto your weight. Now we are 101. We said our first pour will be 100 into 1 minute. You understand? So you see our brewing, our time is moving. When it gets into 1 minute, then we can do our second power. So we are going to use 2 powers. So our second power will be 125 because our yield has to be 2 to 5. Don't forget. So we have already got 100 out. So look at our time. You have to be checking our time. So 1 minute. So don't pour directly into the middle. Just pour like the middle as you go wide. And don't pour onto the walls of the paper filter. That's another thing. So as you pour, always as a good one, look onto your weight. Then after that, just sow a little bit, then just bang, it will be having all the flavors. So let us we have got 226. we wanted 225, but it's not a big difference. So let us try and see how it will be. So basically it will come almost like in 2 and 25 seconds, or not exceeding 30. That's the time we shall be having our base cup. So it's almost 2 minutes now. So V60, you have to know the range, the time range. It should not go beyond 3 minutes or that, unless you're making as another thing whereby it will give you a different taste. It will be a V60 but a different taste and flavor. But this one is my two power. So the way I've made it, it will either not exceed, it will not exceed 40 to 40 seconds. 2 minutes and 40 seconds cannot exceed that one. You understand? So just always for knowing what time range it will be. So it's 240. So like I stopped my, and you see it's already extracted. Everything is dry. So we have to be having where we keep our. So this is our V60. Always slightly to reduce on the temperature. So right now it's good to go. So we are going to be testing our V60. You see? So it has to be clean and well balanced. Our body, it should not overtake the sweetness, and our sweetness should not overtake the acids. So because we are using the Ethiopia beans, you know we are fruity and acids. So the first thing is the aroma. What's the aromas you're feeling in? So you have to be having that good smell, and also the taste. So let us try to put it in the cup, then we'll try and see. Let us know about our V60. So we have already made our V60. So this is our pour over coffee. So, and today I'm having another taster.
My name is Coach Noah. I'm here to test the amazing cup that the birds has brought this evening. Stay tuned.
All right. So as I told you, it's my tester, but also is into another field whereby he's doing another field whereby it's also part of our life. So let him introduce, and we shall share his link into our comment section. You'll find him and you contact him for anything you need to know about.
Hello, lovely people. Well, this is Coach Noah. I'm here to tell you that I'm one of the finest coach around in town. If you want to get fit, if you want to have a perfect body, just look at my bicep right now. Just come and train with me. Just tap in Coach Noah. You find me, send me a DM, and let's get started.
All right, this is now another thing. So let us try to see how our coffee tastes. So this is our V60, our pour over. So we are going to try and test to see what uniqueness is into our cup. So let us try and see how it will be to tell you the results. Okay. Okay. So let me pass out this one to have another explanation about our.
Wow. Well, I'm here to say, guys, it's really been an amazing cup. I'm telling you. I've moved around. Me as coaches, we've moved around town looking for best coffees. But I want to tell you that this afternoon, I've just tasted one of the amazing, finest cup right now. It's really fruity, strong, body, flavor, sweetness. I really feel amazed. I'm telling you. I just want to invite you to come around and have a piece of coffee. Boris has done a very good job. Regard to you, man. Thank you.
All right. So as I told you, like to have this kind of taste, we try to make we try to make our brewing time almost 1 minute. So that 1 minute, our brewing time, it try to reduce on the acids into our cup. So to have a less acidic body, and to elevate the body, like to have a good body into our coffee, because most people they don't like that sourness. So we try to limitate it, so to have a good body coffee and also the sweetness. So this is our cup. But if you want to have a more fruity and acidic cup, always try to reduce on your brewing time, whereby the carbon dioxide when they are not yet over into your brewing time, like try to have another pour, or make it a 3 pour cup. So we try to make a 2 pour, so you can either make it a 3 pour cup, or a 2 pour. So that's how you can have another cup. So everything is about, for your coffee to speak what you want, always be strategical, like, and you know how to exceed the limit of understanding what's good for coffee. So always make the right one of your choice. And either your customer chooses, like, maybe for me I want a more bodied coffee, take this. If he wants a more fruity one, take another thing. Always know what to do in the right time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, so we are done with our chemics. So as I told you, like, at first we had our V60 and it was marvelous. So we have now this one, our chemics, but you have to find out the varieties of the coffee beans you use. So the varieties, so we have this one. It has to be with a small bodied what? Aromas. So the aromas have to be like not too much. We have also the body of the coffee. It should not be so much bold like the V60, because its grand size is it's like the medium course. So our varieties, it's a smooth. We have, as you see, the Ethiopia beans has the blight acidity and medium bodied. But this one limits our body to be at least not as high as that as the V60. So we are going to try it and see, as we have already tested the V60. So we have this one also, the chemics. We try and see how is it. So for the chemics, we are using the medium course, and the V60 we use a medium fine. So you have the there you can easily know what kind of body are you going to be facing. You have to be knowing what am I going to be taking before you choose this one. So let us try and see, and my friend will tell you what it is. So the preference will be on his side to choose to take the V60 or the Chemex. All right. Okay. Let's go. How are you finding our coffee?
Yeah, as for me right now, I've just before I tested V60. Now I'm testing Chemex, but to me, I feel like it's like a little bit light, like
All right.
no body for me. And for me, since I'm a man that works out, so I feel like I need something that gives me pushing, like more caffeine, more strength, more energy.
All right.
So for me, this is it's nice. It has flavors are in. That's good, but for me, it's a little bit like light body for me.
Oh,
So for me, it's nice. It's good for people who like something slightly low. So I think for me, I'll go for V60.
obviously.
Though it's nice, I
Okay.
appreciate it's nice. Yeah.
So okay. So another thing. So that one is light because of what? Because of the medium course. We are using a medium course. So the chemicals you will find it a little bit lighter. So because of also the paper filter we use, it has a thick body, whereby its thick body eliminates all the oils and acids which go into our coffee. So we cannot find like where the body is more beyond like a V60. A V60 has a lighter paper filter, whereby it allows all the oils and all the flavors, most of the flavors to go into our coffee. So that's why you find it light. And someone who wants something light, not overbrewed, and has a little bit sweetness more than the other, more than the V60, you can try this always. So always choose your best before you take any cup. So thank you so much, and see you again on another cup.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much, and please remember to join Barista Noah for the amazing workout, and then keep fit, and then let's always come around and have amazing coffee with Barista John. Thank you
All
so much.
right.
And sign
Fitness
out.
is the
Thank you.
best thing. Fitness, don't forget, it's the best thing before
See
you
you.
choose any kind of coffee.
Yes.
All right.
See you. See you.